everybody. I hope you've been well. I'm just checking in. I am still hard at work on this Kiss Doll project. I am happy to report that we've made a huge breakthrough and have actually found a way all the way to the end. But the funny part is that I did about 3 days worth of research before I realized that someone came along last year and redid everything. So we actually have a fully fledged one-stop solution for everything Kiss now. I am excited to share Ultra Kiss with everybody because I think that it's going to make things much easier. The window we're looking at right now is actually my time machine, my Windows 98 virtual machine, and I actually built this because I was anticipating possibly having to use this in order to finalize the workflow. I was terrified I was going to have to tell everybody that you were going to have to do this. Thankfully, we don't. So we're going to leave this machine now and go back to the normal situation. So head over with me now. So here we are in Photoshop. Obviously, at this point, you can really use whatever art program your heart desires. So I originally designed a project that would help illustrate what we're doing here, but I was trying to do it the old way. So I had green backgrounds on everything. I saved everything out, but we're gonna do it again. I trust I don't have to explain to you how to save individual files for all of your layers. You can use an action in Photoshop, which is what I'm going to try to do because this stuff takes forever. You can do it manually. You can draw them out one by one as you go if you're doing little stickers like this or whatever. Like it's just about your workflow, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're happy with. So since I had already saved all of these out with green backgrounds, I think it'll be faster for me to just redo it. So hang with me while I get that done. Okay, so that was a bit painful for me because I didn't prepare very well. I am not good with Photoshop actions. I don't know what it is, but it just slows me down. I've had them work in the past, but sometimes it's easier for me to just start cutting them out. When I try to set up a little machine to make things go faster, I always end up just slowing myself down. So anyway, cut out your pieces however you like. Just get them on their own individual files with transparency around them. You understand how it works. If you do any kind of graphic design at this point, you know what I'm talking about. So we've got everything split up now from this little desk scene that I've got set up for this notebook test. Now it is time to try out Ultra Kiss and drop everything in there and see if it's as easy as it is promised to be. Let's go. So I don't know how to actually put it up on screen, but I will write the instructions on screen now. You're gonna check through options up at the top, click on options. Then when that comes up, I want you to find the edit tab. And then at the very top in the edit control section, you'll find enable edits. You need to click that checkbox and then click save. And then click OK. Now, when you go to file, you should be able to hit new. I had a little bit of trouble when I first started this. I didn't have that option open to me. It was grayed out. So if you're having that problem, you may just need to open another file, like an LZH file, and make sure that that little icon that looks like a checkbox is checked. It will allow you to turn it on and off. So now we have a new file, right? We're starting completely fresh. We have our stage set to a default, and I think, yeah, if we bring up active configuration, so here we have an example of what the .cnf file or the configuration file looks like. The CNF file is the main sort of index for all of the information we're going to give it.
The one thing that I want you to check here is, you see how it says 800, 600? It is 800 wide, 600 tall. You can change this at any time when you're working on one of these. You can change it afterwards, just to let you know what's going on behind the scenes. So the very first thing that I want to do for my files, because I'm doing this notebook thing, is go to Edit, Import Image to New Object. I'm going to start with the very bottom image, the one that would be at the very back, which is the desk mat. When you bring up the image properties, you get an option here for lock value, $9.99 fixed is what it'll end up saying after you fill it in, $9.99. Basically, it just means that when people pick it, like they try to pick it up, a high lock value means it's harder to pick up. It takes more clicks to pick up. You want that for things that aren't meant to be moved around. After you got all those things set the way you want them on this very back picture, if you have a background image, click OK. Now, the fun part, you have to do it for everything else. I would recommend doing it in the order that you were starting from. I'm going to go back to front. So, very next thing that I have is the back of the book. I'm going to move this out here. Then next we have, I'm going to move in the post-it because, oh, I didn't mean to, I'll fix that later. If you end up moving these, like if you, I'm going to just to be an example, you can go back into image context properties. Up in the top left hand corner is a section for location, and you can just pop it back to 00. I don't know how to keep it from scooting, but I'm not that worried about it. It's pretty easy to fix. I will update in a future video once I've learned a little bit more about the program. So anyway, I'm gonna click unselect all. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing here with this design. So I have the post-it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the front of the book. I'm gonna get in here. You can zoom in close as well with F4, F5, and F6, I believe, are the full settings, if you want to get fine-tuning done. So here's the back piece, here's the front piece, and it all looks like one piece, but the post-it is designed to be able to slide in here. Pretty cool. But that's more of a surprise, so we'll move that over here. Now let's go ahead and do that for all the rest of the pieces, and I'm just going to go ahead and speed things along. Alright, so we've got everything lined up the way that we would want it to be in a typical set. Obviously, if you're making multiple sets, you can change the different layouts and lay them out in different ways, but it just depends on the kind of set that you're making. With this one, I probably would want to have the starting set be everything like kind of neatly stacked off to the side a little bit better. And then maybe something like this for the second set, and then the third one would have the stickers on the notebook, because that's actually what the end goal is after all. So now that we've got this first set done and it's all staged, we're going to go to File, Save As, type in your file name, and then .cnf. For now, let's just assume that the way that you go between developer mode, creator mode, and playing mode is going through options and clicking enable edits under edit control. We can see here with this first set, and this shouldn't save this, so I can actually start messing around and treating it like a fully dispensed set I remembered to set the desk mat to $9.99 fix, but I did not remember to do that for the front and back covers of the book. So I had to go back and do that really quick. But I've shown you how to do that. You just right click on it when you have editing on and go to image context properties. So now you can see we've got these layers here. Everything moves around. You can decorate the notebook as desired. And later on, I would be able to add more functionality like, having a place to tuck away the extra stickers you don't want, or stickers that change color or design when you click on them. There's a lot of different features that you could incorporate into something like this, but something like this I wanted to keep fairly simple just as a proof of concept. But I hope that gets you inspired about all the different things that you could do. So the last thing that I have to do, and I figured this out just now, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, save as archive, and it's going to pop up a window to give you the option to type in the name of the zipped up file. Basically, this is the one you're going to distribute to your friends. So as you can see, the tutorial wasn't really that complicated. I think it's pretty easy to figure out how to work things this time around. You just kind of have to see it, feel it out, get your files organized. You don't have to mess with editing a palette file anymore, which takes 75% of the work out of it. I am really excited to try some new projects with this. I have a lot of ideas, but I don't want to spill any yet. I don't want to jinx it. But I think there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do with this. I think my next video I might look into how popular this art form really is right now, or still how much interest is kind of hovering, if any. If not, I'm determined to do it all by myself, I don't care. So if this is something that you used to be into and you think you might want to return to, or something that's new to you but you might find interest in, let me know. I can't wait to share a lot of it with you because it's kind of like having this little museum. One cool thing about Ultrakiss, you'll see this if you go ahead and download it, link should be in the description, is that they have direct links to, I think, the majority of this archive, if not all of it, directly through the app. So you don't even have to download anything. You can download it directly. And if I remember right, we used to have something sort of like that back in the day as well. I've barely scratched the surface, barely digged this iceberg, so I will come back with you soon. We'll see what we can uncover here because I'm having a lot of fun and I needed the distraction. I don't know about you. Just try to be your best self that you can be, and I will be back with you soon.